So today was complete just like in bed day. I don't understand how people are not seeing this come undone. But in regards to what's going on with me, I keep saying it. I know there's a lot of debate about my type of Scientology, but given the history of what I've done at a young age, what I've been through, the outcome of suggested debate thought, it's just not there. It's not. A lot of people don't venture into delicate, intricate situations because they always make a mess of it. I mean, it's the honest to God truth. Nobody's really good at hopping into something very delicate and then keeping it that way, but understanding it. I don't want the government involved. The American government is messed up. It's been messed up since the 50s. There's some truth to the TV show Mad Men about how businesses came to be and all this stuff, and federal loans and business loans. A lot of business owners want to say it's not true. We don't know, but yet the working class gets the brunt of it, actually. Those are business owners that they don't really have a full idea of what's going on at the bottom end of it. It's just, they're not wanting to get into it. I haven't met an owner, a business owner that, goes and protests amongst, protesters in Washington, D.C., and then comes back to his business or her business and say, hey, let's work on, campaigning for another fund to go do this stuff and start boasting out political and social issues. It's pretty, it's not really holy thou art, because I know what holy thou art is. It's just pretty bigotry. That's all it is. And the situation I'm in, I don't have a husband like I thought. I don't. My husband knows my history. My husband was okay with me explaining what I have. But the moment, he sees something or is told something, he doesn't use his thinking. I thought I had a really smart guy. And what sucks is that there is no additional male. That's what sucks. And it makes it hard to hold down a job because most managers don't like single strong individuals recovering from relationships. That means they have total control of who they are, how they're able to act, how they're able to be. They can judge their day better than the rest, So it makes it difficult. As for me, though, I prefer going to the extreme because that's all it has been. If I keep going through the extreme, then the things behind me that were incorrect will correct themselves, unfortunately. But, the D word is not the extreme. That's an out. That's an excuse. That's a big time excuse. And right now, there is no continuing moving forward if a lot of businesses took out loans. I mean, if you do the math, people do the math. There's how many people in the country, And then how many businesses that took out loans? The country's broke. The country's completely broke. It's broke. It's completely broke. And we don't have $2 million in every household to be living this type of illogical nightmare. Everybody should be completely logical. Nobody should be saying or doing anything at this point, other than just recovering. Because, it was a brutal 4 years of no plan, just personal agendas, and that's it. I mean, it was bad. It was completely bad. And people that are not smart, like my husband and his family, they're not understanding what's going on. And what's worse is that my husband committed numerous sex scandals. Okay? And I say that because he keeps making the same mistakes. And he's not healthy. He's not. So, I mean, I can't say anything to therapists or psychiatrists about this because nobody believes in extramarital relationships where a married couple approves of it and then people go and do it. It's not existing. It's not existent. I don't understand why, because it exists. Social media has it for connecting with these type of people, and it's also a public health issue. So I don't understand how we're not up to date with this type of psychiatry, but if I were to mention it to a lawyer or to a psychiatrist or psychologist, guess what I would have to be? Committed. But yet it exists. And yet they have patients like this all the time. So I don't get it. I don't understand. This is why I said this is like a Freud nightmare. It is. Because if a person who's doing the most logical thinking sets out the most logical plan in the beginning, it should therefore be that way. And it's not being that way at all. So that means that something's not right. Somebody's not in the right frame of mind. So, yeah. Unfortunately, this is the worst Freud nightmare roller coaster, but it's the best option and the best solution. Because there's a lot you can accomplish in the first 2 weeks considering my situation, and just see how it all free falls out. If there's that much good and that much right done in the beginning, then it should carry through, and it should block whatever mental and, mental negative and illogical thinking, could come from it. And I'm just talking generic here, people. Like, I'm not talking professional. This is just from, exploring the world of psychology with philosophy. It is. I read literature. I interpret well. I don't live a very, I guess you could say, bad name lifestyle. But when my name is put into jeopardy about, who I am and stuff, yeah, I will go all out and show craziness and see if it sticks. Because would it not make sense? The most sane person exuding craziness will end up getting a group of people vouching that the person is the most sane person in the bunch and that the rest of the world is crazy. I'm sorry. That's like pulling a person, like pulling an angelic male or girl, or male or female, and claiming them to have committed a crime. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. But we're not living in a world where people are understanding a whole lot. Especially right now. I don't understand why. I don't. There's no reason to be like this. Exploration is not the word. Exploration is done and over with. That was so 10 years ago. It's done. Finding a better, that's been done 8 years ago. Because that's what everybody was doing prior to this election. So there is no excuse. Done. And to recapture what? If everybody's claimed they've done the right thing so far, they shouldn't be recapturing anything. We should be moving forward. We shouldn't have these federal budget monetary dry spells. Like, there's no such thing as COVID-19. I swear to freaking God. I swear to freaking God. If there was, like, I would have been sick. Considering where I worked, I would have been sick with it. That's something that doesn't come with, like, 6 months of discovery. That's something that lingers. That's something that lingers big time. The way they described it. And I don't trust experts because you know why? I can pay any expert to say anything. That is something you guys should know from The West Wing, from the first season. I can pay anybody to say anything and get somebody to make it stick like gold, and that's it. So, kind of sucks.